Good afternoon. In Brussels, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has urged the European Union to introduce new laws restricting the purchase of homes by people who don't want to live in them. The goal, he says, is simple: to bring housing back to those who actually need a place to live, not another investment asset. It's the first time that the issue of housing affordability has been formally included on the agenda of a European Council meeting, and Sanchez didn't waste the opportunity to push for decisive action. Speaking to the press after the summit, he called on the EU to take legal measures to limit speculative property buying, describing the current market as one that no longer works. His comments come at a time when housing affordability has become a shared European problem. The struggle to find a home isn't unique to Spain, Sanchez said. It's something Italians, French and Germans are all facing too. Figures from Eurostat show house prices have surged by 58% across the EU. In Spain, that rise has been even steeper, 72%. Since 2014, the European Council, for its part, agreed on the need for a coordinated EU response. King Felipe will attend a state funeral in Valencia today as part of a number of events to mark 1 year since deadly floods killed 237 people. Authorities were still finding victims buried in the mud as recently as last week, following the most catastrophic flooding in Europe in more than 5 decades. Local residents plan to lay out 229 emergency foil blankets representing the local victims in a Valencia square. Anger over the handling of the catastrophe continues to rage a year later, with tens of thousands of people calling for the Conservative regional leader Carles Mazón to resign at a demonstration in Valencia on Saturday. Prosecutors accused the regional government of failing to warn citizens early enough during the emergency, sending a text message alert when many buildings were already underwater. And the Weather Agency has issued a red alert for the coastal areas of Huelva, where torrential rain is causing serious flooding and disruption. Authorities have raised the region's flood risk to the maximum level, urging residents to stay at home and avoid unnecessary travel. Emergency alerts were sent directly to mobile phones across the province last night, warning locals of extreme danger and advising them to remain cautious. The Andalusian government has confirmed the activation of Operation Level 1 of the Flood Risk Plan after AMET placed the area under red alert. And Spain's economic growth slowed to 0.6% in the third quarter from 0.8% in the previous 3-month period, so preliminary data from the National Statistics Institute showed this morning. The quarter-on-quarter growth was in line with the expectation of analysts. On an annual basis, the third quarter economic output expanded 2.8% below the 3% growth expected. The INE revised the annual growth rate for the second quarter to 3% from a previous 3.1%. That's the latest from TRE. I'm Bob James.